Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Illise Montoya and I'm the writer of Eikasia, Akumu Love Panic, and the story Cliff's Edge, which is just going to be debuting shortly here this week. If you guys want to check out those stories, check out my description, but today what I wanted to talk to you guys about was writing. First maybe understanding the writing industry, writing techniques that you can employ, organizing your ideas, and then just what to do when you're just completely flat out, I can't come up with anything. So these are kind of the things that I've kind of come across, the things that I've found very helpful. So if you find them helpful, then all the better. First off, books. There's lots and lots of books out there that are trying to tell you how to write the bestseller, how to write the New York Times, bestseller that's going to become a movie. And really, they're crap. They don't. There's no perfect one way of writing a book. There's not. There's no formula to creating a successful project. And that goes for books, that goes for comic books, that goes for scripts, that goes for video games, whatever it is that you want to do as a writer. There is no one guaranteed way. It really is a certain combination of luck. It just really depends on what level of success you are seeking and understanding that, there's lots of options for you. So, speaking of options, The Longer Long Tail by Chris Anderson, I talked about this in another video, so if you want to see a longer example of what some of the things that he talks about, you can go ahead and check that out. But basically, he discusses how publishing and distribution has really changed because of the internet. The internet has revolutionized that. So basically you're able to reach much more people with much stranger and much more obscure content and still see a level of success for yourself, especially for niche markets. In my case, I write for a niche market in fantasy and LGBT works and just very inclusive literature. So that is something that you definitely want to check out. It's very inspiring and very informative about what you can do as an independent person trying to break in or maybe just sell your own work on your own steam. It doesn't matter whatever avenue that you're trying to seek. I think that everybody needs to read The Longer Long Tail. Next is Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. I believe Blake Snyder passed away. But this is kind of geared towards screenplays especially, but it does talk a lot about storytelling and then how to connect with your audiences. And the title of the story of this book is actually an example that he gives. Saving the cat is one of the things that you would have the main character do in a film to kind of become sympathetic towards audiences. Maybe the initial impression that an audience would get would be that this guy is a jerk. And then they would do one small thing that would be good. And that would make the people go like, oh, well, I mean, maybe he's not perfect, but he's not a bad guy. I guess that would be like, I don't know, Han Solo. Han Solo, you see him shoot Guido first, and he ends up kind of having his save the cat moment, I guess, when, let's say, he helps Luke or something. So that's another book that you can go ahead and check out. Like I said, it talks about a lot of tropes that you would find in the film industry, but it's not exclusive to the film industry, so even if you are not interested in writing screenplays, this is still a very good book to read. So there's that. Next, Spunk and Bite. It's a really fun book. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books. It's marketed as a writer's guide to punchier, more engaging language and style. And it's by Arthur Plotnick, who was also the author of The Elements of Editing. And it's really great. It's just really fun. It gives a lot of examples about how to kind of play around with language and sort of spice up your stories. If you're feeling like it's lacking zip, then he gives examples about how to bring up inventive colors or something like that, and then adverbs and how to do those in a kind of a refreshing manner. and writing mood and just all of these different things. And it's really wonderful. So I remember trying to read this book and then just getting a few pages along and then just having to stop because I would just be like, nope, all right, I'm done, I'm good. This is all I needed to go ahead and start writing, and then I'll just shoot off using, you know, a lot of the things that I'd already read and then just feeling inspired and kind of like, oh wow, that was so cool. So he provides a lot of examples from other writers. So this is a great book. Next, if you're into video game writing, this is kind of a little bit on the technical side, but it's not too much. It's professional techniques for video game writing, and it just kind of I bring this up mostly because I've seen there's lots of books about writing novels and short stories, and I've seen lots of books about filmmaking and screenplays, and I've even seen some books about writing comic books, but not too many about actual video games. Video game writing is kind of becoming a little bit more democratized. So you're seeing more and more people are vying for it, especially, you know, given that the video game industry has exploded in the last, you know, 5-10 years. So I think this actually might be considered a textbook, but it's edited by Wendy Despain, and I'm certain you guys can go ahead and find it. As far as textbooks go, though, I don't think this was very expensive at all. So it just kind of shows you all the different elements that you might consider putting into a game script, and kind of just giving you a lot of different examples about what to expect as far as like the video game industry goes. So there's that. And then this one is kind of my sort of dubious recommendation. It's The Writer's Journey, Mythic Structure for Writers. This is the 3rd edition by Christopher Vogler. And it's kind of controversial, I think, because it takes Joseph Campbell's work and then basically reimagines it and kind of, you know, messes with the terms a bit to kind of better explain some of the tropes that you would encounter in films. So, you know, it's just like if you're trying to find help for character creation, and if you just want to really gain an understanding of what your character's roles are supposed to be in the story, then, you know, this could be a pretty good help. I would be cautious, though, about looking at it as like some sort of, you know, secret guide to creating like the perfect story. Again, there's no one way of doing that, so just keep that in mind when you're reading it. And but I mean, it's really it's an interesting read. I think anybody could go ahead and just pick this up and then just read it out of as just like a general aid, or just as something as a curiosity even. It talks about like I said, it focuses a lot on the different roles that you would encounter, like the hero, the shapeshifter, the shadow, but it also talks about like the different, basically the general plot. You know, being at the first threshold, encountering the guardian of the first threshold, there's a basic call to adventure. I personally I do think that Joseph Campbell, and I guess by extension Christopher Vogler, well, no, not by extension, but Joseph Campbell's work I think is really great as an insight into mythology and all of that stuff, but I find that a lot of writers try to take his insights and then use them incorrectly as a way of creating like the perfect story. And there is no perfect story. There's untold amounts of variations on the hero's journey. So I mean, honestly, you have to know your story yourself and understand that, you know, people. It's not about coming up with what has been done before. You know, you want to come up with something that's your own. Make it your own. So I think I'm going to stop here, and then I think the next video is going to be basically organizing your ideas. Maybe some after you come up with some inspiration just from reading these books or from the other tips I might provide in another video. It's going to be organizing your ideas and how you can go ahead and put those out there. So thank you very much for watching. This was Illise Montoya. If you guys like what I was talking about today, please like, comment, or subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the process and what experiences you've had as writers or just creators in general. Again, video description has links to my website and all of that good stuff, so thank you very much for watching, and I guess I'll catch you later.